Good afternoon, everyone. Just into our newsroom, one person is dead after a car crash just south of New York Mills. Just after 11 this morning, police responded to a 911 call about a two-vehicle crash on County Highway 67. They say they performed life-saving measures on one driver, a 47-year-old, but he or she passed away at the scene. The other driver was brought to the hospital with minor injuries. Names have not been released. That investigation is still going on. Multiple crews battled a fire at a construction site earlier today with smoke so thick it could be seen from all around Fargo. Black smoke billowed out from the building near Costco along Veterans Boulevard. Just before 11:30 this morning, a sign at the construction site reads "The future home of the Center for Special Surgery." West Fargo police say a spray insulation vehicle parked underneath an overhead awning of the building under construction was fully engulfed in flames. Crews quickly gained control of the fire, though the construction site suffered some smoke damage. A team is still at the scene to monitor hazardous materials that were in that vehicle. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. No one was hurt. We're taking you out live to Island Park for a look at Midwest Kid Fest. Today's beautiful weather set the stage for a fun event for families. That's going on until 7 tonight, so you still have plenty of time if you want to make an appearance. The Red River Dance Team is about to perform. They have food, vendors, activities, and inflatable games. Let's get to Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson now for the rest of our Friday forecast. Hutch?
Stacy, thanks so much. We do have an increase in clouds here in the FM area, and there are thunderstorms forming out to the west. Now, hopefully you have the Valley News Live weather app downloaded on your device. Search VNL Weather in the App Store today. It'll keep you ahead of the storms. We've updated a couple videos there. These showers and thunderstorms I'm speaking of developed out to the west near the James River Valley. They're now moving into the Cheyenne River Valley off to the east. So our southern valley counties here do have a chance at some evening rumbles of thunder. We have garden variety showers taking place moving into the Devil's Lake Basin. So 2 areas tonight, but the most robust activity about to move into Oaks right now. Now this is not severe. It's just a passing thunder shower. It could be and bring some locally heavy rain moving to the southeast at about 20 miles per hour. This whole line has been making its way slowly eastward at about 20 miles per hour. So if that's the case, we're looking at about 56 miles until it gets from the Barnes County area into the FM area. A good couple of hours yet. So 6:30-ish. Last night I said 7:32. So we'll keep our eyes on that this evening. We'll have a good chance of some evening and even overnight storms. Temperatures near 80 right now. It's very summer-like, even though the clouds are building in. In Fargo, we'll stay near 80 for the next couple of hours. We will have shower and thunderstorm chances after the dinner hour and overnight as well. We'll have hour-by-hour details on that, and a first alert weather day has been declared for Monday. We'll fill you in a moment.
All right, thanks, Hutch. Police have identified the man that led them on a car and foot chase, then jumped into the Red River to escape. East Grand Forks police say it all started around 3:30 yesterday morning when they tried to stop a vehicle for speeding. They say the vehicle wouldn't stop, and the suspect ditched his vehicle in a field and ran through the woods. Eventually, the man was seen swimming across the Red River. 21-year-old Jerome Anthony White. The pickup was reported stolen. According to court documents, White faces numerous open felony cases in Minnesota, including charges of felony theft, attempted aggravated robbery, second and third degree assault, and felony receiving stolen property. A Moorhead man who responded to a Craigslist ad seeking a tutor for a 10-year-old girl has been sentenced for attempted sex trafficking of a child and distributing child porn. Investigators say 48-year-old James Van Raden was trying to solicit who he thought was a 10-year-old girl for commercial sex acts in early 2020. Over the course of 7 months, he sent child porn to the undercover officer who posted the ad. Van Raden will spend 17.5 years in prison. He was also sentenced to a lifetime period of supervised release. Meanwhile, a Fargo man was sentenced to 27 years in federal prison for possessing and distributing materials containing child porn. Mobile messaging company Kik notified the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children that one of its users uploaded 27 files of child porn. 42-year-old Jeffrey Lee Buckmeyer, a convicted sex offender, was the user of that account. In August 2021, police found electronic devices with thousands of child porn files while searching his home. Buckmeyer was also sentenced to supervised release for life and $84,000 in restitution to the victims. The House Select Committee has begun a series of hearings designed to show the evidence of its investigation into the attack on the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. Natalie Brand is on Capitol Hill with details about new information unveiled in last night's hearing.
showing new video and releasing new details. The Select Committee investigating the January 6th U.S. Capitol attack began laying out its case against former President Donald Trump.
January 6th was the culmination of an attempted coup.
Donald Trump oversaw and coordinated a sophisticated 7-part plan to overturn the presidential election and prevent the transfer of presidential power.
Committee Vice Chair Liz Cheney said the former president did not make a single call to law enforcement to protect the Capitol. Then Vice President Mike Pence did.
That day, it was just hours of hand-to-hand combat.
Capitol Police Officer Caroline Edwards, who suffered a traumatic brain injury, described the Capitol as a war zone that day.
I mean, I saw friends with blood all over their faces. I was slipping in people's blood.
The next hearing is scheduled for Monday. The committee says it will show the former president's inner circle told him claims of election fraud were false.
I made it clear I did not agree with the idea of saying the election was stolen and putting out this stuff, which I told the president was.
I respect Attorney General Barr. So I accepted what he was saying.
But Vice Chair Cheney says Pennsylvania Congressman Scott Perry and multiple GOP congressmen sought presidential pardons for their roles in attempting to overturn the election.
We have the documentation.
House GOP leaders have called the investigation political and illegitimate. CBS News spoke to Illinois Congressman Adam Kinzinger, one of 2 Republicans on the panel.
History is going to judge this time. And people are picking sides right now on what side of history they want to be judged on.
The committee expects to release its full report this fall after several more hearings this month. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
President Trump responded on social media saying the rush on the Capitol was not caused by me. It was caused by a rigged and stolen election. In Ukraine, there's a battle for a city in the eastern part of the country. Russian forces seem to have the edge at this point as they try to capture the region. Elise Preston reports from the United Nations.
Police in Severodonetsk released video of smoke rising over a chemical plant as Russian forces focus on taking the area. Teachers showed damage to a school they say was hit with 5 missiles. Russian forces appear to have the edge as they push to capture the Donbas region, the country's industrial heartland of coal mines and factories.
I misunderstood. There was a misunderstanding.
Meanwhile, a court set up by Russian separatists has sentenced 2 British men and a Moroccan to die, accusing them of being mercenaries fighting for Ukraine. The 2 British men denied they were mercenaries in a January interview with Sky News.
My family's here. My family's 15 kilometers. I can hear the shelling from my front room.
The UN Human Rights Office said it was concerned about the situation of the 3 captured fighters. The British government says they are prisoners of war, entitled to protection under the rules of war.
You have the most trendy defense minister.
On Friday, Britain's defense secretary met with Ukraine's president in Kyiv, who thanked Britain for its assistance. And in the United States, hundreds of Ukrainian refugee children took part in a day camp run by a church in Sacramento, California. Some of the youngsters had been in war-torn areas just a couple of weeks ago. Elise Preston, CBS News, the United Nations.
Those 3 men sentenced to death have a month to appeal or face a firing squad. Most countries do not recognize the pro-Moscow breakaway republics. Almost all countries consider that area part of Ukraine. Grand Forks County wants input from the public about a proposed change to its form of government. The County Commission is exploring the process of changing the county's local government from statutory rule to home rule. That would transfer authority over municipal matters from state laws to a local charter that's drafted and adopted by voters. A survey went live today that'll run until Monday, July 6th. Paper copies are available at the Grand Forks County Office Building at 151 4th Street South in Grand Forks, or you can visit valleynewslive.com for a link. A community town hall is scheduled at 5:30 p.m. on June 16th at Red River High School. Mailers will go out to county residents in mid-June. Later